Thank you very much. Yes, a big game between two titans of the CDL. Seattle and Atlanta about to throw down here onto this one. Obviously, have played recently in Raleigh, but how do you think they fare in the qualifiers, Tom?
It's hard to say. We've really not necessarily seen the best from both two teams throughout the season quite yet, I believe, at least anyway. And it's difficult because I mean the Search and Destroys is a kind of the cut and dry thing. I absolutely believe that FaZe should be able to close it out on those maps specifically, but everything else is a little bit of a strange one. This map in particular, we did see them go up against each other, of course, in the major. It was Seattle who beat FaZe 250 to 204. A big thing to look for here, specifically on this one, and you kind of tell from the stats on the left-hand side, rotations are so important, specifically for Surge. 7 out of 11 rotations the previous time that these two teams played it were won by the side of Surge, and they had 200 points in total from every single one of those hoods. So let's see if they can get things going here. Let's see if FaZe can start rotating maybe just a little bit better as well.
Fast from aBeZy, straight in for that kill. First few points go to Seattle, but we all know it's not really always about P1 on this map. It is about P2, but every single player going down then, and Seattle have their opportunity to pick their placement.
Sib locking things down here towards the mid-map, and yeah, I absolutely agree with what Ali was saying there. You know, FaZe seem to rely on their raw ability. If they start rotating, they will make things a lot more difficult for their teams, but rotation is going to be one here by the side of Seattle Surge, so overall, things starting just where they want them. Every single rotation that they did win in that previous matchup as well, they managed to pick up more points than FaZe in every single one of them. So these rotations obviously important. But kills coming in over towards the back from FaZe. Can they find a break?
Actually just trying to hold off that red wave that's coming his way at the moment. Selim will get that kill. Pred trying to be the issue again. Close here for him, has support of his teammates. Just want to see if anybody gets aggressive. Goes for the challenge, Sib, but he managed to get back over the wall. Unbelievable speed from that kill. And Selim will find two, and Pred will have to pop out again.
Has another look. Could maybe just disrupt something here from the side of FaZe, who are going to get a hold of that. Well, I say scrap time. There's still 30 seconds left to go. Feels like that. I always feel like we're on this hill a while because teams set up so early to get towards it, and P1 doesn't really feel like a hill. It's a strange one. Nonetheless, 18 seconds to go here. Pred will win the gunfight on rotation once again. Our Seattle Surge. Just keep that in mind. The stat that I said from last time. Majority of the time when they are winning these rotations, they're getting the more points. They're going to be in the lead by the time we do get over here. It's a setup over towards top kitchen. Selim on a 4 sprint. That's going to be ended by Sib. Good cutoff coming in from bottom kitchen. Finds one. Will slow things down. Seattle Surge are dug in.
Pred watching orange stairs. Eventually goes down to aBeZy, though. There's a slight gap here for him. Accuracy's going to come and get him as well. Huge kill from Accuracy. It might just hold off FaZe for a few more seconds, but he goes for the chow, and Selim has him locked in. Mac going to be sitting on stairs. He jumps out as well, wins that gunfight. Both teams trading back and forth, but it will be Atlanta FaZe who eventually get control.
Good break coming in from FaZe. Rotation starting to come in here as well. Selim over towards the plant pots. Nobody does it better. As we said, Selim, there's one onto Sib. Well played. And now the rest of the FaZe squad can start filtering over through tennis courts. Back and court already here, pushing from the other side. Selim around the out. Can he find a kill on the Pred? The shots are in as well, and yes, he can. Good work from Sel. He set up FaZe very, very nicely, heading over towards P5.
Selim will be there, but he's weak, and he pushes through. There's nobody there for a trade either, Ton. Seattle currently in control, but there is going to be Atlanta FaZe players all around. They'll be looking for this break, but it's not easy. Sim finds the first one, makes it look easy. Not going to get the second. Pred managed to dip out of the way, hit shots back. And now aBeZy looking to try and make his own intro, but Pred is still going a little bit berserk with the beat down, and aBeZy has to back off.
It's just kind of ebbing and flowing back and forth, this one. Sib's going to find 3 out of absolutely nothing. There is 4 for Sib. Fantastic work from him. It's in the end a very, very clean break from Atlanta FaZe. It realistically has to have been that each and every time, though. Yes, okay, they kind of won this rotation over towards the 4th hill, but it was a bit of a 50-50. Rotations very much belonging to the Seattle Surge again. So, Atlanta FaZe are playing kind of the same game here. It's working out for them so far, though. Bracey, it's about a 40-point lead by the time we get over towards kitchen. Accuracy setting up, and we'll have to lock this down. Teammates not necessarily that close. Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah, simple to 5 triggers. Where's it going? Look for Accuracy, but Accuracy managed to hold him, but the trade will come through. Slasher looking for the second. Not going to find that one either. And it really is back and forth between these two titans in the CDL. Nobody really giving an inch at the moment. It is going to be Atlanta FaZe with a hold as the BZ finds to himself. But not the third. Slasher will get a trade. And Cellium the last. And they have one out there in the slaying department. Maybe one last go here for Seattle Surge. We know P1 is coming up, and then it's P2.
Felt like the pace was maybe just stepped up a little bit there from FaZe as we rotate around the kitchen. He got in Seattle's faces a lot sooner. Find the kills, find the break. Still 18 seconds to play for here. Cellium at the point will get pinched. There should be some time here for the side of Seattle Surge. It's only a marginal amount, though. As we head back round once again. And by the time we get around towards this, it's going to be about a 60-point lead for FaZe. It's been a strange one. Surge have won the rotation, but they haven't been able to lock it down.
They certainly haven't. A little bit of a hot streak from Atlanta FaZe, but let's find out how they are feeling in the comms with Atlanta FaZe. Listen in.
I'm back. On TV, top AC. On time. Chun's got mid-box.
On time, one shot dead.
Nice. High top office.
Orange, Fred weak, he's going trees.
Heard you?
Yeah,
Nice. I have the left right now. He's
I have on time.
I have the left, guys. I have the left. Focus on the left.
One AC, one shot, P2. I don't see him P2. Hitting it.
I'm looking at top office. Should be close mid.
Come on, bathroom. Balls, bathroom. One shot, bathroom. Right in the bathroom.
And top office.
Dead in bathroom. 10, one shot, Mac.
It's play breaker. There's two
time that.
Nice. I'm trying to go around. I'm spawning on you, I think.
I just want to go Laundry and close talk.
He's in P4 MC. He's in P4.
There's two new guys. I have ult time. I spawn left.
Max P4 somewhere.
One shot back to Mac. Wow. One shot back to Mac.
He's in P4 somewhere, Mac.
Oh, yeah, not signing it. He's shot on the frame.
Sat before Mac. He's sat P4 still. In bottom P4. He went to the back.
Yeah, okay. Play gas. Yeah, we should. In the back, that.
Nice. I didn't need time.
Heard you?
I don't see him front side down.
Yo, HD, some HD. HD.
Back check.
I'll see time. Hey, check my time.
He's trying to figure this one out, but they haven't quite got it. Seattle Surge, though, with this rotation, are clawing points back left, right, and center.
And that's the first time we've really seen them lock down some decent amount of time. The rotation was there for them again. They haven't been able to make it count until now. That is a full 60, and Seattle well and truly back into the game. And it feels like for the first time, Atlanta FaZe will have this rotation locked down. I say that though, fight's going on over there. BC will win one onto Mac as Accuracy and Co. Well, just get the scrap time. Not much going on over here as FaZe now have themselves set up. What can Surge do to break this one? We haven't seen a good hold from FaZe because they haven't ever been the first ones there.
Well, this could be incredible for them. However, the break might be coming. Sim actually going for it as well, but Sim's going to be their accuracy. Will eventually go down. It would have been disastrous for FaZe if they had lost it. But they are looking to regain all of that lead that they have lost. They've been in a commanding position for so long. Seattle Surge have to find a depth. They have to find a new level to which to ascend. Because at the moment, Atlanta FaZe do not want to give them an inch.
They managed to hold this so well. And BZ just wriggling around. It's still a 40-point lead. Seattle Surge have clawed some of it back, but I feel like that deficit is going to increase once more. That final bit of scrap time going over towards the side of Atlanta FaZe. Seattle Surge have found a route through. Inside of office they are, but they do not know that Slasher is here as well. Sib will get taken down, and Slasher now in a position to help his team try and break this one.
Well, this is everything for Seattle now. Have to hold. Have to stop FaZe, but they are losing bodies every single second. Of BZ finds another one. Mac knows players are hunting him down. He tries to put the shot down. It's not going to work. Let alone the point is accuracy. He's fighting for his life and for his team, and down he goes to Slasher. It's a clean break from Atlanta FaZe. Seattle Surge needed this, and now they need to break back in.
Surge need to find a way through. You're very, very right. Last time around, Atlanta FaZe only managed to get 204 points up against Seattle. They're now 30 points away from the win. The child came through. Atlanta FaZe said, yeah, bet. It's been quite brilliant in terms of actually breaking the hills. They seem to, when set up with pace and finding that little bit of extra tempo, Seattle Surge can't manage to deal with them. They can just about win it here over towards P4, and it's looking like they're going to do it.
Well, you see at the moment Seattle Surge have to roll the dice here. The problem being is that even with the contest that comes in and takes away the tick, Abizi is ready. There are 2 Seattle Surge players going to go for him. He finds the first. He doesn't find the second. They hold on. The tiniest of margins. Can Seattle Surge somehow find this game? The hard point rests on 1 point. And Seattle Surge have a long way to go.
FaZe just need to set up clinically as they like it. It's one decent little break. Slasher over the top on a 6 spring. Seattle holding well. Seattle holding relatively well. Accuracy will be the first to go down. Slasher, though, he has company. Cellium is here to try and find a break. Seattle's just about holding here, though.
He's got it. He's got it. That's it. That's it. 1 break. They probably needed to stack it with a few more. But there was no margin for error. There was no, oh, we'll trade. You have to be in the hill. And it's only 1 gunfight that was needed. Atlanta FaZe walk away with it, and you've got to say that was some clean Call of Duty out of them.
It was clean. The breaks are just far too strong. Seattle didn't manage to hold as well as they did last time around when they did play them on Embassy. Rotations were definitely there. They were there in abundance for the side of Seattle, but you've got to make them count. Atlanta FaZe on occasion, it felt like they were being very methodical, very slow in terms of how they wanted to try and find those breaks. But as soon as they upped that pace a little bit more, they started stretching well and truly ahead. Quite comfortable performance in the end, Brycey, and nothing really to write home about. It was just the breaks were solid every single time for FaZe.
Sometimes when you talk about it, positioning does matter. The decisions you make do matter, but if you don't win the gunfights, if you cannot stop the players putting pressure on your team and outmaneuvering you, it's just not going to work. And over again, you thought, hey, Seattle should be able to hold this, and in come FaZe.
And I think it always felt like there was one guy. Like in this case, Cellium, pretty much on his own, finds a couple of kills. Doesn't really amount to very much for FaZe in that in particular moment. As the Simp focus. Oh my god. Sad we didn't catch that one. Wow, Simp. Incredible from him. But it's that kind of moment that FaZe can rely on in a certain kind of way. You know, we kind of talk about it in a negative light, that they rely on this slaying ability to get them the job done in hardpoint. They don't necessarily rotate too early. They don't necessarily think about that as too much of an issue. They're thinking about plays from like somebody like Slasher when he was up top P4. Finds a couple of kills, helps the break come on through. Simp finding 4 kills over towards P4 on the previous rotation as well to help them break it in that sense. Hey, look, I mean, it's maybe not the most clinical way for them to go on and play hardpoint, but goddamn, it worked that time.
It certainly did. So I'm going to bring up something now which I don't particularly want to, but I would be remiss if I didn't. There was a lot of drama in the off-season. Obviously, with Seattle Surge's Pred, we were talking about potential moves, right? Obviously, a lot of people would have liked to have seen him go to Optic. Well, the Optic fans would have liked to see him go to Optic. Seattle, you probably wouldn't want to leave him. But bearing in mind that Seattle lost yesterday, they could lose again today. It's not that I think the team is going to crumble. I just think that the pressure mounts on them. I think a lot of people will be looking at this team now and be like, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I just feel like ever so slightly, like a drip of water, it's just gonna be irritating to the team the longer they go without shutting those critics up.
I agree.
It is a wild thing to be in that bubble.
I agree, and I think nobody will truly know where Pred's head is at. I think, you know, he's going to be fully committed to the team. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would.
Great.
I mean, look, he's playing well. That's what he said. He's really playing strong, but nobody really knows where his head really is at. Is it distracted? It doesn't seem that way from his gameplay, but it's something
I don't think it's a distraction.
I don't think he's distracted. But you're definitely right. There's definitely going to have to be a thought there, somewhat from himself and maybe from his teammates as well, to sort of say, look, I mean, we kind of need to keep a hold of this guy.
I'm less worried about that. I'm more worried about the fact that they're being thrown under a microscope. Like, this team would not have had the pressure from the fans like 3 weeks ago, because they play very well. They're very good. Second at Raleigh, right? Like, very good team. And now I feel the stuff I've been seeing, let's be honest here, the stuff I've been seeing is so negative towards Seattle right now. Obviously they lost yesterday. They could potentially lose this one. Still a lot to go here, and they definitely have it in them to beat Atlanta FaZe 100%. but I just feel like the community narrative towards this team is so skewed one way because of a change that never happened, right? That it's kind of insane. And I look forward, to be honest with you, to getting past that and truly looking at Seattle on their own merits once again. And maybe this is the start of that. Maybe a big win over Atlanta FaZe here. That will get us thinking about Seattle Surge as the top 3 team that they rightly are.
Well, I don't think it's going to start in Search and Destroy, though, Bryce. You hit the burst your
Hey, I believe.
Well, I can tell you the facts. The fact is they've lost the last 4 times they played Search and Destroy. Not too much to write home about in terms of Atlanta's record when it does come down to Mikado. 1-0, of course, is solid. They've only played it the once, but still looking good. 4-0 on their attacking rounds, though. Keep an eye on that.
Let's see. Let's see how this goes. aBeZy, and Nate goes out for it, but he's going to dive for it at the same time, and absolutely guns. Finds 2.
Oh, give him the
Looking
third.
for the 3rd, and he takes that as well. He's got 9 health. He's got 9 health. aBeZy, will you slow down? It's a 1 versus 3 for actually a 1 versus 4 if he makes it.
One thing I would never want aBeZy to do is slow down. I respect the child for the ace. There would have been some ace as well. Accuracy, yeah, he's had plenty of these situations in the past that he has managed to come out on top of. I don't think that was ever going to be one. Threatened for just a second. Yeah, Sim wasn't worried. Look at that. He's chilling. It's just a nade from aBeZy for me. It's so well set up. Sends the nade towards the plant pot, then can jump around, knows exactly where they're going to be. If somebody's stacked there, they're either going to be dead or very, very weak. There was 2 of them. He can then child the 3rd, as he's already pretty much dead. Lovely, lovely stuff from Atlanta FaZe. That's 5-0 on attacking round. They haven't lost an attacking round on Mikado yet. Which, because of where the bomb site is, and because it's so kind of hitty over towards A, everybody is a 50-50 shot. It's impressive.
I'm just going to enjoy the fact that it's so hitty. Anyway, Sim gets the first one in this round. Pred get one's back, but aBeZy will trade that back. It goes into Atlanta FaZe's favor. A 2 versus 3 here for Seattle Surge. That's dead silence popped. aBeZy, a little bit of movement. Just jumping back and forth, trying to figure out where they are. Has the numbers, goes flying out again. And it's round out. aBeZy hitting some serious speed here on Mikado.
You know what I mean by hitty, though, don't you? It's just,
I know what you mean. I just
headbutt each other. It's not really a word. Is hitty a word? Who knows? Well, aBeZy hitty accuracy with a lot of bullets there to kill him. Fantastic stuff. The child coming through. Atlanta FaZe. That's a really good start to the series. I ain't quite doing the coffin dance yet, Bryce. You know, I'm not quite there, but this is looking like a very, very comfortable performance so far. Seattle Surge's S&D wars do indeed continue.
Let's see what they can do here. aBeZy, that is not a good stun for him. Could have cost him his life, but Slasher is there, and Slasher finds a second one as well. Oh my goodness, aBeZy just drilled Pred through the forehead. And this round is basically over. Actually, last alone again. Second attempt at a 1 versus 4. Bomb goes down. He finds 1, but it's traded. It's 3-0 to Atlanta FaZe.
Well, I think we're getting a good example as to why we didn't really have too many stats on Mikado for Atlanta FaZe's Search and Destroy. They are running through Seattle like they are not there. That is another attacking round. I mean, that's 6-0 on attacking rounds in general. The hipfire OP from aBeZy. And on none other than Pred as well. That one's got to feel nice. This man is feeling it right now. And I will say, you know, for Atlanta FaZe, when you look at their roster, when any of them are frying, it's a scary prospect. aBeZy frying is terrifying.
They managed to break through. This is all on Seattle now. They have to regain for it. Go fly out of the door. Matt gets one slash. He gets a trade. Tim gets another. And the trades are just not falling for Seattle at any point. Actually trying to find it, but Simp is jumping out the window. And now Pred left alone in a 1 versus 3. These rounds are fast and furious. But they are all pretty much one-sided.
It's almost surgeon-like precision from Atlanta FaZe at times, isn't it? It's very clean. And when it doesn't need to be clean, they have the players that could revel in the chaos as well. Right now in a 1 versus 3. Has he been spotted? Bullets just been sent in. Difficult position for him to be in now. This is looking like a 4-0 now for the side of Atlanta FaZe. Or can Pred pull a a rabbit out of the hat. Know where he is. The bullet's coming in. He's very, very, very dead. Atlanta FaZe have not skipped a beat yet.
And I don't know. Words escape me, which is a weird kind of turn of events. But Seattle, they haven't had the benefit of some of these trades. I feel like maybe if they can just sort of roll their shoulders, relax for a second, take a breath, they could get right back into this. I still have a lot of faith in this team. It's not going well. Atlanta FaZe, let's be positive. Atlanta FaZe are playing great. aBeZy is channeling whatever he wants to. Simpy's getting that slasher with the trades. This could turn, but it is not looking likely with how Atlanta FaZe are currently playing. aBeZy. It's aBeZy. I don't understand what on earth is going on. Accuracy lasts alone, and down he goes to aBeZy. Clinical, massacre, surgical, devastation, madness, insanity.
Have you run out of words?
I will never run out of words, but I am running out of ways to spin this.
Without capping, Seattle are looking like my mosh pit team is right now. Can we get like something going on here? I would like capable of doing something.
That maybe Atlanta FaZe are just that much better, but it has to be a factor of both.
It doesn't take a lot of bullets to win a gunfight.
There's the first blood. Oh, Pred gets one back. It's down to a 3 versus 3. Maybe a chance. It's down to a 2 versus 2, and this could change. It finds it. It's down to a 1 versus 2, and then they get it. They get around. Seattle Surge stabilize, and everybody lets out a breath.
I actually celebrated. I put my arms in the air and then he knocked my lights over. Eventually winning a round. Things got chaotic again, and yeah, I think it's the manner that Seattle are losing the rounds. It's kind of that 50. I said Hitty. It's those 50-50 challenges towards the site. And you would like to think that they should be able to get some of these trades, and eventually that has come through. It's been far too clean for FaZe. It's not like it's like coming down to a final trade where they're winning the round. They are running through them. Seattle Surge do get one back. Bad stunned again.
Well, I mean, aBeZy trying to self-sabotage here for a cleaner game. Matt goes to the door. That's first blood of Seattle Surge. They are not going down without a fight. That's the second. And what has been a very clinical S&D from Atlanta FaZe. He's just taking a little bit of the foot off the gas. Mac not giving a shoulder. Oh my goodness, Cellium got it. If this ends with a Cellium clutch.
No way, right? Oh, he gets away. This becomes a little bit more doable.
He's going to reach out this.
Of course he is. Mac's already back down. Probably wise. 30 seconds to go here for Sal. Seb all the way towards the back, so he's watching the cross. He's got a good idea whether or not the play will head that way. Mustn't be much information on where the bomb actually is, or does Mark know? If he does now, Salim is here. 1v2 on the cards, 15 seconds to go.
Just no time, but he finds the first, and the chow does come in. Seattle get it away from the 1v1. Second round for Seattle.
Looking better. These big gunfights that have been going on towards Cantina. 5 rounds in a row. They went the way of Atlanta FaZe. I do believe that is the first time Atlanta FaZe have lost an attacking round on Mikado Search and Destroy. That was the very first one.
Well, let's see. Can Seattle pull out the fairy tale here? Is it the glass slipper? Or is it the pumpkin? We're going to have to find out, because still a long way to go for them. And that bomb is winding its way over to B site. Cellium will be the player here. No stun check for him yet, though.
Yeah, no information here, which is a bit of a shame for him, because Seattle Surge seem to be making their way. Atlanta FaZe, after losing those last 2 rounds, have slowed things down now. Maybe getting a little bit overzealous, a little bit overconfident. Seattle Surge have humbled them somewhat. Mac now making his way in towards Tin, but here is aBeZy. His reign of terror does indeed continue. 11-4 out of him. Seattle Lose a body. Atlanta FaZe get out.
Fair to say we're just in a fire and retreat there from Atlanta FaZe. The players were firing, turning around, and letting somebody else retreat. Kind of insane, but here comes Pred. He is within enemy lines. He could be the difference. If he can find something here, Ton, he will be able to give his team the chance to rotate, but down he goes. 2 versus 4 for Seattle.
I kind of feel like the problem is that Pred thought he was alone. Pred thought he had the sight. He's made the call. They've came over. They're all dead. Atlanta FaZe 2 to the good. This is looking so clean from the Atlanta side. A little bit more like it, but is it? I mean, that's pretty much their S&D game in a nutshell. When you want to chill, when you want to get chaotic, yeah, we'll go there. When things slow down, we'll do it too. Far too easy for Atlanta FaZe. Seattle Surge need to wake up and wake up quickly.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. Seattle didn't really even get going into the 5th round. They finally found a little bit of form, but it was so clinical. aBeZy was just insane. Even the fact he started throwing stuns in the wrong spot. Slasher with some really good trades as well, by the way. 7 and 3, but there isn't a ton for us to break down about it. Just slow and flat-footed from Seattle, and incredible and clinical from FaZe.
Very, very, very flat. Look, we know that Seattle Search and Destroy has been an issue for them, but that's one of those games you look back at and you think, right, okay, like I said, it was the manner of the rounds we were losing. Yes, okay, I am not somebody there trying to gun aBeZy. I know it's difficult, but surely in those moments, in the way that they were losing those rounds, they were just getting wiped off the site. Like there wasn't even a kill coming through from them. And those are the kind of moments where you've got to surely find some trades left, right, and center and maybe make it a little bit more difficult for FaZe. But they ran through them. It was far too easy.
It really was. And we'll have to put that behind us now. And I think Seattle will be trying to do the same thing. Let's find out as we go towards map number 3 whether or not things change. All that coming up after the break. But we could see the conclusion of Atlanta versus Seattle.
Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We have Atlanta FaZe and Seattle Surge. If you have been watching, it's 2-0 to Atlanta FaZe, and it has been pretty easy going for them. Hardpoint was good, the S&D was better. But going on to the control, though, Ton, might be a little bit different.
Yeah, that 4-3 record, do not let it fool you for the side of Atlanta FaZe. The last 3, they have lost. So Hotel has not necessarily looked great after it did look fantastic. 4-0 to kick things off, lost the last 3. Their offenses really have been the struggle. They're 1-5 in their last 6. Can they fix it here? Up against Seattle Surge. Yesterday from Surge, they had a good series up against Paris. It was Vegas. It was very, very close. But Atlanta FaZe at this moment in time kind of just look like a different beast. Can they deal with them?
Well, let's see. At the moment, he's just laying in wait, and it just strikes from the shadows. Pred trying to slow them down here a little bit towards A. But it looks like they're not making a big push here. They're trying to clean out the lines instead. They find Simp before he can do anything. I think Seattle may just look for exit kills here. It's too late, realistically, for them to get into position. They're going to split the map and just wait.
Best thing to do. Got some control over towards bedroom. Lock them in. Just make things a little bit more difficult. You got to win your gunfights. Max managed to do 2 of those the right way. Habizi continuing to just be a pain up against Seattle Surge right now. Kills starting to fall the way of Atlanta FaZe as well as the rotation now starting to come over towards B. They've got a clear bedroom though. I feel like I should have like a button that just says that for me. Just clear bedroom. Bedroom control, bedroom control, bedroom control. It's just so paramount. Sitting there playing Mosh Pit at home. Get control of that area in the map, either you're defending B or attacking it. And you should be in a good spot.
Oh my goodness, Mac turns at the worst possible time. And Simp has found it, and they have bodies here now. They're going to jump straight up, but Slasher gets it at the same time. Slasher will go down. 2 of them stacking this point. That first tick is now going in. This will be an attempted retake from Seattle Surge. Can they get the bodies in the right area? Piling through! And that's 2 down already. There goes the first for Pred. They have to try and oh my goodness, Simp on a 6 streak. B is gone. That's 7. That's clinical.
And honestly, you've taken the words right out of my mouth. It is clinical from Atlanta FaZe. As soon as they find the kills, they snap into action. And it's like Simp just knows exactly where they're going to be. We just check it at the right time. We land them right amount of bullets. We kill them as efficiently as possible. It is just literally perfect from FaZe. They set up for the push towards A. They get it pretty easily. They fight their way out. Seattle Surge have had no answer throughout these last 2 maps. This series could be done very, very fast.
Well, never count your chickens before they've hatched. Simp going to try and be a problem here. He's going to find a player as well. That's easy for him in the end. Now going on a run all the way through Catwalk. It has slowed down. Seattle Surge are stacking towards bedroom, though.
Busy, ready, and waiting. The fact that Simp sees nothing, will give the information over towards Atlanta FaZe that the inevitable B push will be coming on through. The timing is just not great for Abizi, but still wins the gunfight. Simp's found 9 Seattle players without barely taking a bullet. I want to see every single gunfight I've seen. He has literally just eviscerated them. There's number 10. Streak. Incredible from Simp so far. Max the only one who can answer back for the side of Surge. This is a body.
No, he's on the flank again. He's on the flank again. Finds 1, finds 2, looking for the third. Simp! It's a 13 streak! Cannot be stopped! Cannot be tamed! Oh my goodness, it's 14! I don't even know what the record is. But we might see it.
If I wasn't playing the coffin
round.
If I wasn't playing the Coffin Dance song before, I'm playing it now. Seattle have actually managed to find themselves onto B, but you know what? Simp's here. They're all dead. 16. They're all dead already. Simp 16 in a row. It's a perfect round of control so far. 17-1 from the young phenom. This is substantially brilliant.
No!
Oh, you couldn't have run it.
Goes for the chow, and with the way he's been feeling, he knows it, but that is actually going to be captured. Seattle Surge have got one. They are down significant amount of lives, so they're in a really good position here. aBeZy has to stop this, but he's been gunned. How on earth? There's no way Seattle win this, surely. Atlanta FaZe have fallen. This is a nightmare for them. They're all pushing through. Seattle Surge need to get bodies on the point. That first one is now in. Atlanta FaZe are coming through with the kills eventually, though. It may be too little too late.
Oh, still got work
Seattle
to do here.
Surge trying to write history.
Still got a lot of work to do here. Atlanta FaZe now have pushed Seattle Surge back, and it felt like you get rid of the final boss and Simp, and yeah, okay, the little mini bosses around them aren't too hard to deal with. 2 big kills coming in from Pred, though. Still an opportunity here, but Simp is there. Slasher alongside of him. Seattle Surge, you can see the comms are flying already. They want to try and get around here. It's still doable.
This will be outrageous from Seattle Surge. 1 tick away. Slash has been found, and there is a chow coming through eventually. Sim's going to get it. Matt gets that trade coming in as well. Seattle going to do this. They basically have to just win everything. It's a 2 versus 10. 29 seconds left to go. Pred goes around the corner. Down he goes. Accuracy gets gunned as well. And it feels like there was 5 ticks that didn't need to go there.
Can we just take a minute? What was it, 17?
Something along those lines. I don't know what the record is, but the fact he was even remotely close to dropping a nuke is outrageous.
What was Karma's way back? I want to say that's been broken since, but that was quite simply incredible.
Karma's has been broken in a professional environment.
What was Karma's again? It was like 19? Was it?
No, it was higher than that. It was 20 something. It was 26 or 27, and I should know. Wow. I was the one who commentated along with Puckett.
Oh, well, there you go.
But
you should know.
Yeah, it's a decade ago. Give me some credit. Anyway, back onto this. I was talking about CDL era. And now it's 2-0 to Atlanta FaZe.
It's just one of those moments where you just kind of got to sit back and admire it. And push in for Atlanta FaZe. I feel like we almost got too caught up in the streak, but it was hard not to. The round nearly went over to Seattle. Simp hasn't slowed down, or has he? He has just a little bit, because to be honest, if he continued to do that, I don't think I would have had a voice come tomorrow or the rest of the stage.
Well, let's see if they can now put this over the line. A has gone down. Seattle Surge have to find something. Have to figure this out if they're going to try for a reverse sweep from this point. Now, they do have the opportunity of, obviously, being on defense. Win this, regain, go again.
Good hold here coming in from Seattle. Set themselves up nicely, but look again, it is the methodical approach that FaZe sometimes do need to take. Makes things a lot easier to go 2-0 open a control when one of your teammates hasn't died for about 5 minutes. And here we go with Pred. Now trying to put to shame this push from Atlanta FaZe. Good work from Pred. Reads it very well. At this moment in time, Seattle don't have any control over towards bedroom, so it's a dangerous prospect.
This is a good play from Pred. Finger around the back. That's exactly what he needs to do. 4 streak for himself, and he is going to eventually be taken down by Simp. Now, Simp will be on this position. They'll be looking for the players to come through. Good nade from Simp. Slasher trying just to hold them off here. Selim going to go up top and guns him before he has any opportunity. That first tick slowly but surely progressing here.
Oh, nicely done.
I think they got it, but they don't have any more.
Nicely done. Accuracy just staying alive, allowing Mac then to push through, find the gunfight onto the site. Still doable here for the side of Surge. And Pred just stunned up at the wrong time. Accuracy holding tight, but once again, it just feels like any time that Simp is near them, a couple of them do fall. Flank starting to come in from Slasher as well. Accuracy, good defensive work. Still doable here for Surge.
They're holding, and they're holding well. This is the difficulty. Getting any further forward. Bedroom is not in their control. They're also... You can see Slashers at the back trying to get this as well. That's a huge kill for them. It's going to force Seattle Surge to split their aims. They know Slasher is coming. For Atlanta FaZe to win this, they have to win this next wave of kills. And they're slowly but surely tightening the knot. Simp finds 1. Simp finds 2. Accuracy eventually takes him down, though. But they are onto the point. That clock has stopped.
Seattle Surge in a good position to defend this, though. Oh, well, they were. And then aBeZy's just done things like that to Pred. The gunfight comes through. Sib's able to find one. There's the third. Mac is surely the last one to fall. Atlanta FaZe in the ascendancies now. They're inside the point. And this point's going up quickly, Bryce.
I've got it. Selim's going to go in. And aBeZy tries to get over. He tries to get onto that point as well, but now Selim has to fight for his life, and he's gunned down by Sib. Slasher will eventually get it, but he might have to make a move here. The rest of Atlanta FaZe are flying forward, but yet South Surge do have the crosses. Sib finds one. Selim finds a second. They're diving in as well, and Atlanta FaZe win on kills. And that was a very, very fast 3-map win. And at Seattle Surge, just very little reaction. I don't know what to make of it. This was supposed to be a battle of the Titans, but one of them didn't turn up.
I think they look like they're ready for the series to start, because theirs didn't. Their series did not start. Atlanta FaZe did not allow them. Simp just dropped 30 and 14, and I believe a CDL era record of a 16 spree alongside of it. 26 non-traded kills, and that was quite simply one of the most sublime slaying performances I've seen from a single individual in my life. That was just absurd. That is one of the most one-sided games we have seen so far in Modern Warfare 2. Full stop.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect it between these two, but 270, 187 started well for Atlanta FaZe, got better on the S&D, and Hotel was out of control. Unbelievable. We are getting confirmed reports, I believe, that Simp may have just set the new record for kill streaks.
We think it's right. We think it's right. We'll get it double confirmed. Thanks to actually Newfie tweeting me that one. I believe he is right, though. That again, you know, we kind of were just speaking throughout it. It was a hard one to break down. Honestly, I think we'll probably have to talk for a few minutes whilst Puckett and Co get back from the green room already. They would be just having a cup of coffee, you know, ready and waiting. But that was... It's hard to put into words. Look, I want to give full credit to Atlanta FaZe here, and I don't want to beat on Seattle too badly, but they're better than that. They're a lot better than that, and they will be very, very disappointed with that performance from themselves, but FaZe looked kind of final there. That was disgusting.
Yeah, FaZe going to be very happy with that performance, but let's see what our Des thinks of the performance of both teams. Puckett, over to you.
Is it too early to bet on FaZe to win Boston?
I don't think it's too early.
What just happened? You know what? I'm skipping ahead to the Scuff playing the game. Just show me more Simp footage. The man is back. The Tiny Terrors in full force. And this man opening things up 17-1. Ali, let's take a look back at how he got it done. He started with the perfect rotation, stabs in the back, and if you challenged him on the front, he's winning that gunfight too.
It's just like it never ended. Like it was just continuing. I remember I looked up and when he was like 7-0 and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then this disrespectful chow when he was top cat and that player was trying to take him down. I believe it was Sid, and he ego chowed it. Yeah. I thought he had the kill for a second here and I was about to be mind blown. Thankfully he gets shut down, but Tiny Terrors,
it's so
man.
crazy too. Yeah, the Tiny Terrors were on point in this series. You can see like in that first round phase, they capture A, they get all the way through their spawn, and Simp pops that first 3-piece, and right there, it was like the switch was flipped. He kept going, and you could see Seattle how flustered they were. They were jumping one by one to chow Simp. None of them beating him in a gunfight. The communication wasn't there. They're not able to kill him, man, and it creates one of the most spectacular moments we've seen.
And I called to the real team. I was like, guys, can you just start recording Simp? Like, can I get that first round? Because that was probably the best round of control we've seen. He kept it going into round 2. But as we talk about search and destroy, this is where I was most impressed with FaZe, because we mentioned their search and destroy woes. We knew they had to make some changes. aBeZy showing us some tricks with his stun grenades, and it looked like the whole team was just in the perfect position, always there to trade, had each other's back. They had the site permanently covered. Surge had no ground on this map, Nameless.
Yeah, I mean, this team has been great at Search in this game. Like, since the Major, like, they were dominant in Search in that game mode, and then now, coming into this matchup, you're going up against Seattle, who are taking a gamble playing Mercado again, and they just ran at them. And, when you think about when FaZe was the best search team, what was it? It was them playing together, pushing out aBeZy in the front line, getting that first kill, and just finessing based off of that information, even if he got the kill or not. Well, right here, I mean, there's those games where everything just goes your way. He gets those kills, and the follow-up kill comes in with no traded death. That was wonderful to watch, Puckett.
We got Simp joining us live here in just a moment. In fact, he's here right now. Chat, send me your questions. We'll ask them at the end of the interview. But Simp, I just got to ask, is this the fastest series you've ever played?
Maybe one of them. I mean, I've definitely had a couple fast series in my day where we just slammed some people. But I don't know. I feel like today was a really good day where we were feeling loose. We were feeling nice. And I mean, I don't know. We just got to keep this performance up for the rest of
Oh. I don't know if he lost.
You still there, Chris? You hear us?
Somebody tripped over the wire. It's happened in the past. It happened again. So, Simp, we're going to send you our questions via Twitter. But can we just talk about this, man? What were you going to ask him, Allie?
Oh, well, I was going to ask, at first, I was going to be like, we're really coming into, like, the second half like this. Like, Atlanta, this is how we're opening things up. And then I was going to ask him at what point did he realize he was on, like, a 16 spree? Like, was it the 4th kill? Was it, like, the 7th? The 12th?
It was probably
like,
the chow, right?
Like, at what point did he realize, like, I'm 4 off a nuke? You know what I'm saying?
4 off a nuke, ridiculous plays. But, Ant, people are saying it's just online. When it gets to land, this could be a totally different team. Do you agree with that take? Is that hot?
If anybody says that it's just online, it's the most faded take I've ever seen. This team has so many championships across the board, world championships. I wanted to ask Simp, like, how he feels about that series, because that's the first time we've seen FaZe dominate a top-tier squad like that.
Yeah.
And Simp looked like when he came into the scene, like taking over games, right? It's been over a year since we've seen some performances like that out of Atlanta FaZe.
And, of course, we had the camera on him for most of the game. That's why we're hyping him up. This was a team effort, but definitely an MVP performance from Simp, especially in that game number 3. As we take a look forward to Boston Major 1, Atlanta FaZe, will they return to another championship match? Will they take home a title here to kick off February in 2023? You can also vote on your favorite team for the Major. It's fan-based, and you guys get to choose who are the 4 players to be featured in our Major. It's going to be a good one. I have to put Simp as my first vote on the day. Yesterday, who would it go to? Probably Asim. I got Asim still in there. I got Simp now. Who else are you filling that roster with?
ProLoot and Clay were looking good yesterday. We'll see how that team develops.
Okay, I like that. Allie, you got a favorite so far in week 1 of Major number 2 online qualifiers?
I have to say Simp. Like, there's no other answer other than that one.
We Simp for Simp here on the desk. That's what's happening. We got to go to a break. When we come back, we have another series for you. Shout out to Atlanta FaZe. We're back on schedule, and we're kicking this next one off. LA Thieves versus New York. The Subliners, they took home the trophy in Raleigh. Can they hand the Thieves a loss tonight? We'll find out after the break.